I'm looking for a place to pull off, right? I was at the beach and I figured, well, they're going to kick me out. So I'm just kind of looking. So I was looking for a place to pull off to park for the night. And I left the beach about an hour before sundown. It's a little bit 7:30 now, just about. Sun will be down pretty soon. And the beach had no camping signs. All right, so I'm like, all right, it's a beach in town, and there's park rangers that work there. So it's a federal beach, park rangers and lifeguards. So there's no way I'd get away with just parking there, kind of thing. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and leave while I'm still have daylight to look for a place. So I'm riding along. I'm only a couple miles out of town, and I start seeing little trails and stuff going off the road. Right, usually they go to somebody's house. Well, this one, it's literally, you could back a truck into it, but that's about it. And I'm like, what is this for? It had to have a purpose. Somebody cleared a spot for nothing. I mean, there's a little bit of a animal trail there. I don't think anybody walks on it. I'm waiting to see something pop out of the bush and scare the crap out of me, but it's just like perfect, So I got the bike facing traffic, so all the reflectors on the back. And if somebody looks, it's like, well, okay, they'll see me, but they'd have to be going about 4 miles an hour to even see it. This is exactly the kind of place I'm looking for. Yeah, anyway, so it's about 7:30 on the 9th of June. I think today's the 9th. And home sweet home.
And about 6:15 on Friday the 10th, 2022. Our little hole in the woods has served us well. It's got a little solar panel on top and a sign, and there's a phone in there. So I don't know if I even noticed that when I first came in, but I did see it later. So I'm thinking the crew that services the box. All right, we'll try that again. I managed to crash the phone recording that clip. Anyway, yeah, the call box, that's the only reason I can think that this little driveway is here is the crew that comes out to service the box would have needed a place to park. So they had a crew come out and go through here with a brush cutter and just mow out a section of road. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, it's about 6:15 on I think the 10th of June, 2022 still. Yeah, anyway. In my mind, it's been cold for so long. It's the opposite of what Texas has been. Texas will get warm in March and, hot by the end of March. And this whole trip since I left Texas, I've been kind of cold. And yesterday on the beach, I was like, it's actually really nice, and then I remembered, it's June, this is the beginning of summer, but it gets so warm so early in Texas that, I'll be thinking it's going to get cold pretty soon, and then I realize it's not even summer yet, kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, great, it's coming, and or it'll cool off for a day, and I think, oh, winter's coming, and it's like, oh no, tomorrow's 100 degrees, it'll be hot again, kind of thing. So I'm not setting any specific goals for the next few days, I don't think. I looked ahead as far as like the border of Oregon, right? And I think I got 350 miles or something like that. So if I do 50-mile days, I can be there in a week. So I'm going to try to do 40 or 50 or 60-mile days, if I get an easy day and I've got good batteries and I've got good solar now. So I think I want to push as fast as I can and really start testing the system. Because I've only used these batteries like a couple of days, so I don't have a lot of experience with them yet. How hard can I push them?
I think I'm getting allergies today. I just cannot get moving. It's like I slept good last night. I felt good this morning, but I was kind of stuffed up. And I keep stopping. Can't get moving. So we'll stop and take a picture for a while. don't know if I want to sit here or not. I'm going to say there's oysters here. Like the ground is just completely littered. I looked down and saw this log I was going to sit on. I might still do it. Just a bunch of shells on the beach. I'm going to say oysters, I guess. Like a lot. Pushing a pretty good headwind, but thankfully I've got enough power to just kind of power through, just a little more throttle and off we go. So I'm maintaining 10 or 15 miles an hour, so that's not too bad. There's a beach about 15 miles ahead I'm looking at. Probably stop for a while. Just a quiet little place to put your sailboat, I guess. Kind of nice. Alright, it's about 5 p.m. on the 10th. Little hole off the side again. No cover at all this time, except for the weeds. I'm not visible until somebody gets right next to me. So, what I'm thinking is I'm just going to sit here and let the battery charge up. And by the time it gets dark, then I can't drive. So, if nobody gets here before then, we'll call it good. Right? Yeah, anyway. Yeah, the wind is really blowing out in the open, but these trees are giving me some protection from that, so it's just a gentle breeze down in here. So, let's see, we'll do an update here. So, I've had an adjustment here. The way I'm looking at it, the coastal road is just too windy. I mean, the windy part is okay, but too much up and down. It's very three-dimensional, and that is just killing my batteries and me and my motor. And a lot of that road is really steep. It's way steeper than a freeway or a normal highway would be. And it's, I mean, on this little motor and with the amount of load I'm pulling, yeah, I'm going to blow that motor up, and then I'm really going to be in trouble. So the smarter solution is to go back inland and pick up Highway 101 or the parallel road with it. Between cities, typically you can ride on the freeway because there isn't any option. So kind of play it by ear, but the coastal road is just unrideable with the bike with the way it is. It's a beautiful road, but after having ridden all of that already, now all the trucks drive by. You know, I've ridden enough of the coastal road already to really feel like I got a good experience with it, and I don't have to do it all the way up. I mean, I was enjoying it, but it's just too much. If I had a much lower, lighter load, it would be a lot better. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, kind of like the Alaska trip, I took too much stuff and it kind of made it hard. Takes all the fun out of it. So, I'm on the road now, cutting across towards Shit, hang on. Okay, I'm on the road now that's going to cut across to Santa Rosa. That's only about 15 or 20 miles from where I'm at. And I don't have any cell phone coverage right now, so I'm not going to upload the video right now anyway. But I'm like, okay, so what was happening is with the money I have left, and thanks very much to the people that have sent in donations, that money wasn't going very far on the coast, because all these little mom and pop highway robbery places, you know, convenience next to a beach is nice, but there's no Walmarts basically. So what I'm looking at is if I can get inland, hit a town that's got a Walmart or a Safeway or something like that, then I can stock up again and not go broke in the process. So yeah, that's kind of the way it is. So it's like this was something I really realized before San Francisco, and I kind of just wanted to try it and see. If I'm inland, I've got probably warmer weather, but I'm hoping less winds because I'm not on the coast. That I'm not sure about. But I'll have better cell phone coverage, better access to stores, and that kind of thing. I'm not going to have very good... There may or may not be campsites. I haven't quite figured that out yet. But if I can get, you know, little places that pull off of the freeway once in a while to camp, then I'll be okay anyway. But I think, you know, if I can get out of the up and down hills and get to a leveler, flatter road that I can ride faster on, because I've got plenty of power, but I'm wasting it going up and down these little hills. So I should be able to make better time when I get out in the open. The last thing that I'm considering, and this is kind of like just know your options, I've got a few really good supporters, including my mom and a few of the people on Patreon, and there's been a few, especially the veterans that are stepping up. I really do appreciate you guys. I don't think I've got enough money to finish the trip at the rate it's going, so I'm just kind of looking at options. And what I can do is I've finished the southwest corner. I can finish the northwest corner. So I'll go up to Wenatchee, go up to Washington State, come across Idaho, probably hit Montana, and then drop down through probably Wyoming. And then if I go down through Colorado, which I already hit Colorado, but barely, so if I do go through Colorado, that'll be some serious climbing. But then I'll drop into New Mexico, and I'm basically home then. Where I live is like 100 miles past New Mexico. So instead of it being 4,500 miles, it'll be about 2,000 miles, so less than half. So, okay, so I did, you know, that at that rate, I didn't make the 22 states. All right. Well, I can't do it on the money I've got, and if I don't have the support to really, I mean, without $500 a month, I can't make it. So what that would leave me then is I could go back, and if I can raise more money for next year, especially if I can find, you know, actual corporate sponsors is what I really need. So if I can do that, then we can start with the middle section and go east. You know, maybe I take the country in 3 years instead of 2. Okay. Also, that would give me time to rebuild a better trailer. The bike I'm really happy with. So then we kind of just tweak the setup again. Okay, so that's kind of what one of the things I'm looking at. I'm not necessarily going to quit doing the ride. I just can't do it the way it is right now. So this isn't like, you know, the people that are supporting me, thanks. It helps a lot, but it's, you know, if we had 3 times that many people helping, we'd be in really good shape. So yeah, I'll just kind of leave it at that. And like this month, I'm going to have about it looks like $300 coming in from YouTube. Last month was $700. That's kind of the difference right there. So I understand times are tough right now for everybody, so I you know, I'm not complaining. I just the reality of it, you know. And there was a couple things that, you know, when I had the money coming in, I made the commitment. I bought the new bike and the new motor. Okay, so now we're definitely set up, and this is kind of like, well, you never know, right? I don't think I could have made it this far. I mean, I definitely couldn't have made it this far on the old bike anyway, because it was falling apart. The old motor is starting to make a lot of squeaking noises, so that was starting already. That's why I committed to the new motor. So it was kind of like, well, which way do you go? You know, a lot of people are, oh, quit, go home, you know, get a Greyhound. Well, that's not completing the mission. And if I did that, what do I do with the bike? You know, you'd have to break it all down and stuff it in a box and ship it home, which, you know, at that point you might as well just ride it. So we'll see how it turns out. But at this point, well, if you can't do it, you can't do it. But to me, I proved that I could do the ride. So now we just got to work on the fundraising part of it. So I think also if I can make some partnerships with people or something between sponsorship and the veterans groups, you know, just to have a place that, and part of that was, you know, what we were thinking before. If I had a way to help, like for instance, if there's a sun trip next year, or if we just do another ride similar to that, doesn't have to be the sun trip. But what if I could take, you know, a bunch of people on a ride like this, now that we've kind of worked out the bugs and kind of know what to do, right? So if I could find, you know, some veterans that wanted to go on a ride, and everybody gets a bike, and we find some sponsors that can help us, you know, put together an actual ride. You know, it doesn't have to be all the way across the country. But, you know, I think, you know, one of the things that I've always thought would be kind of cool on something like this, what if, you know, some of us do ride across the country and we pick up people that want to do a short segment. So if, you know, if you want to ride between LA and San Francisco, you know, great. So we just, you know, everybody meet up in a place and we ride a section together and, you know, find places to camp along the way. And if we had some kind of group sponsors or something like that, you know, could help us, you know. I've known people that did big group rides across the country, and they'd stay in like school gyms or, you know, camp in kind of like camp in city parks, or camp in like school, like football fields or something like that in the off season, you know. So if you had a little bit more logistics, you could actually put together a group like that. So that's just something to think about. But haven't given up yet, but at the same time, you know, maybe this isn't the best year to do it, so we'll try it again next year. Anyway, as always, thanks for all the support and all the comments and questions, and stay tuned. Either way, we got to get up to my dad's house, so that's about another 800 miles from here, so yeah, another month maybe. We'll see how it goes. All right, bye for now.